Okay, good afternoon everyone. Well, it is in the UK. I'm not sure what the time is where you are, but welcome. I'm doing this as an ad hoc live because it's probably the quickest way to get this out there. So if there's any new people watching this who haven't subscribed, I've got lots of MR2 content on the channel, so consider subscribing. So today the thing I'm going to be talking about is when things go wrong. So quite often on YouTube you'll see videos put out, and generally speaking everything goes right and it's a happy time and the parts go on as they're supposed to, and everyone's loving life. But quite often, as we know, when we modify cars, that is not the case, and I experienced that yesterday. And the problem I've got is this thing, short hub. So my plan was to happily, I've bought, you may have seen if you follow me on Instagram, I've got a Driftworks short, no, I've got a Driftworks snap off or quick detach for my OMP Super Quadro steering wheel, which I recently purchased. And so the steering wheel wasn't brought too far towards me, I wanted a short hub to mount that to. Now, when the steering wheel is fitted on here, and this is with everything removed here, we've got the cowling removed, we've got the clock spring removed, which incidentally was a surprise to me, just clips onto this metal plate. There's no screws or fixings or anything else. So that kind of thwarted my plan to be able to have a working horn in this scenario, because attaching anything to this plate to then make contact with that on the back to be able to have a switching horn, as soon as you screw anything to that, you'll have the horn constantly running because it is the circuit would be closed. But anyway, so I took all that off. Now the MR2 steering wheel, the front part of that comes to about here, and then the nut, I'm not quite sure, there we go, the nut here, that then bolts all the way down. So that's pretty much to around that point there, bolts all the way down, and that's how it should be. So the end of that spindle should be flush or a little bit proud to the end of the nut. So I happily put on my, I'm just going to chuck this on there, it's not going to be on the thing. I slide that on, and the number of spindles are correct, but you will see there, if this thing focuses, there we go. So you will see there that it is not sliding all the way back. There is not enough give, if you like, because it's like a friction press fitting on the back. And so subsequently what happens is you put the nut on, and as you can see there, that is nowhere near. Why will this thing not focus today? There we go, it's a bit better. So as you can see, that is nowhere near where it should be. Now when I torque that down, I'll get another couple of turns on it, but it's not a lot. So that is not sufficient. That is not safe in my opinion, and that cannot stay on there. And this is the kind of thing we come up against when we're modifying our cars. This was sold as fitting all MRS models, which is the Mark 3 MR2, the Roadster in the UK, or the Spyder as it's known in the US. So yeah, I'm not sure if you can really tell there, but that's a slight tapering out on that section there. And yeah, that, the back part there, just try and, you can kind of see there, I think, sort of where the splines are, and it will just not slide back sufficiently. So I don't know, I'm going to do some measuring. I don't know if that's too thick and then won't fit back. I don't know if that's too tight. I'll get my calipers out and measure the width of that versus the width of the column itself to see if that is the problem. I'm not really too sure what the problem is. So My quest now is to either find a short hub that fits, and I've spoken to some retailers who sell the NRG. This isn't an NRG, but it's pretty much the same thing. They said that they would consider, because they've had a look at this and consider it to be virtually, if not identical, maybe a similar problem. So I'm in a quest for something like this, a short hub, which I can then fit my quick release to, which then the steering wheel fit to. Or I'm going to have to go down the route of a standard boss, which is going to come out quite far. Then I'm going to have the short hub on, and that is going to bring the steering wheel obviously much closer to me, which I want to avoid. So I have filmed all of this, and that will, the eventual whole fitting of the steering wheel saga will be in a video at a later date once I've overcome this problem. So as it sits at the moment, there's no point. I'm not going to bother putting the stock steering wheel back on. There's just no point. It's not my daily, so I don't need to worry about that in that respect. So yeah, so if anybody is watching this and they've used a short hub which does fit back, which does give you full thread depth on the column to be able to put that nut on, please leave me a comment. I would very much appreciate it. If not, if anybody has fitted a standard Momo hub or HKB, I think the Japanese ones, if you fitted something like that, and a quick release on top of that, then let me know how that's gone on and how that subsequent distance from you to the steering wheel, where it's been brought closer to you, has affected you. So yeah, so I just wanted to cover that off, because things don't always go as planned, even when parts say they're supposed to fit and they don't. But that is modding life as we know it. These things don't always go to plan, and it's finding a way to get around it. So if you've been watching live, thanks for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon, hopefully on the whole saga of the steering wheel being fitted, how to take all this apart. I'm going to get a button plate for my steering wheel as well, so it'll pretty much look like a PlayStation controller, as my wife said it. What do you want that for? Look like a PlayStation controller. But on that button plate behind the steering wheel, I'm going to have my shift light mounted as well. So yep, that's it for today. Thanks for watching if you have been, and I'll catch up with you another time. Have a great day. Bye for now.